Yeah, because I did notice that like the week before we had like a cold front or something. And
Oh my god, it dropped like 10 degrees.
Insane,
yeah.
Like we had a trip planned to Sapporo when Sydney's family was in the country, and we had to cancel that.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be a blessing in disguise because ended up going to Yamanashi. They really,
warmer.
A little bit
warmer.
like
Much warmer.
Yeah, much warmer. No snow there. Still very, very cold, but just no snow or anything like that.
Yeah.
Ended up having a fantastic time as well.
Yeah.
Little thing I noticed, taking Sydney's family around the countryside. For some reason, obviously Yamanashi, I don't think gets a lot of like foreign tourists compared to Tokyo, Osaka,
maybe
Kyoto.
Mount Fuji at most.
Yeah,
right?
maybe Mount Fuji, but we weren't near anywhere like too close to Mount Fuji. So we showed them to a lot of our favorite wineries where me and Sydney would go, since that's kind of the area we know best. And as soon as a lot of these local Japanese people saw that there were foreign tourists, of course they'd be scared at first, but as soon as they could tell me and Sydney started speaking Japanese, like for some reason, the combination of foreign tourists and a few of them that could speak Japanese, they went from super scared to inviting us to see like some of the most intimate parts of their like establishments and houses. I don't know what this switch was, but I remember we went to this one winery, and we were trying a bunch of wines and everything like that. And at first they were like, "Oh, sorry, we don't know if you can try all the wines you want," and something like that. And then we were waiting. We were outside just trying the wine, and the owner comes up to me and Sydney, and starts asking us, "Oh, why are you guys here?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, we live in Japan. We're just showing our parents around, since this is their first time to Japan." And he, as soon as he saw that, as soon as he heard that, and as soon as he started hearing that, we live in Japan, he was like, "I gotta show you something." And I was like, what is going on? What are you buying? What are you selling? Yeah. And then he takes us around behind the winery. To this like little shed, and he's just like, this
Get
is
in.
Yeah. So none of this is for sale. This is all my hobby. And he opens the door, and it's a full on like homebrew distillery that he's got in this little shed. And he's like, "I'm trying to make gin. This is a winery, by the way." So he
mad scientist.
Yeah. So literally he was like,
"I've cracked the formula of gin. I'm going to make it."
It's just like a crack den. It's like, this is my personal collection of meth.
Yeah, he was like, he just literally opened up this little shed. He's like, "So that winery's my business. This is like my hobby, and I wanted to show you guys my little
Alcoholism
hobby."
isn't just a business; it's a passion.
And he takes out this fucking full on jar. It is literally like a jar, no packaging, whatever. It is just a jar. Scoops out a little bit of gin, and he goes, "Go, Joe. Would you like to try some?" It's a new concoction I've been working on.
Was it good?
Actually, it was pretty damn decent. Actually,
Shed gin?
I would be so scared.
I don't know about shed
to drink
gin.
back shed gin.
Back shed gin made in Japan. Dog, I don't know.
Oh, that's scary.
I guess it's probably the safest country in the world to go into someone's shed and drink their alcohol. But
Yeah.
Still, I don't know.
I mean, I would get it if it was like, a gin distillery, right? But like,
I mean, like it's like to give credit to the.
It sounds nice though. I'm just clowning on the whole shed part, but it sounds nice.
I mean, it was a shed, but that's just because he has built a pretty big winery for himself,
right.
And it's one of the most famous wineries in that area. I think he just wanted to do something as like a personal project,
why not?
and just start making gin. And I was just like, why are you inviting us into your house?
It's so weird that they literally go from like, I just encountered an alien, to being like, "Oh yes, you are family for generations.
Yeah.
Please
People are
come
really
here."
chill
Like,
people are really chill, especially in the countryside. We also found like a brewery in the middle of Yamanashi as well. That's just run by an American dude. It's super fucking random. Shout out to Obina Brewery. I think that's the name. They just have like a craft beer place.
Obina. Obina,
right. Yeah.
Oh, is that the craft beer that Sydney's dad gave?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Craft beer from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in this brewery we found that you had to drive up a mountain, up a really, really steep mountain, same kind of mountain roads.
Yeah.
And he was just this.
Sounds like he's living his best life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just this random dude
Making beer in
was
Japan?
that just had a bunch of land. He built his house on this land, kind of like raised a family there. And one day, like his mates were gassing him up that there were no good craft beer places in Japan, and they were like kind of gassing him up to be like, "You could do it, you could do it."
So
And
he just went, fuck it, I'll do it myself.
and he just literally went, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself." Built his own brew house right on this mountain, brews his own
what a
beer.
Chad.
And I was talking to him, and he fucking incredible story where he was just like, "Yeah, I just built this brew house all by myself, designed it myself, and everything." I
What
was
a
like,
Chad.
"What an absolute Chad!
Yeah.
Great fucking beer as well."
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so
Goddamn.
you can find the most random things sometimes just in the middle of the countryside.
Yeah.
Talking about random, finding like random artifacts. These exist, I feel like, the most in Japan, if anything.
Oh, yeah.
Where you go to like the most remote places and there'll just be this really weird random site there.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we experienced that on the road trip special, right? Like that fucking Maui, the Easter Island heads in the middle of the, like that was literally it was kind of hard to show in the video, but that was truly in the middle of fucking
it was
nowhere.
out the
There was
way.
nothing else around us, and it was
Yeah.
just there.
Yeah.
And there's so many, like maybe not to that scale, but yeah, as Garn was saying, like there's so many like either tiny restaurants or like bars or like where I'm like, how the fuck are you making any money out here?
Yeah, it is odd.
Like you maybe encounter like one person every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's like, you run a business out here? Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure low cost of living kind of offsets that a little bit, but I'm like, that's this still a big place you're running right here. I don't know how cheap it is to run businesses out here.
Yeah,
But
it must be from like word of mouth or something,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
otherwise, some of these places it's just be like, you would never be able to find it otherwise.
yeah. Glad to say though that after the first day, Sydney's parents very, very much enjoyed Japan,
Oh,
and
nice.
they,
Good.
after the weirdness of the first day, the girls' bar and everything. I kind of think it was a trial by fire because we had a pretty normal trip afterwards.
Yeah.
But after the trial by fire, they just enjoyed every aspect of Japanese
good. Yeah,
culture.
that's good.
Kind of assimilated. I don't know if assimilated is the right word, but kind of got used to it very, very quickly. So hopefully your parents have a similar experience as
Yeah,
well
they're
when
coming
they come.
in April, so it'll be interesting to see.
Do you have anywhere you're going to take them? Like you've already figured it out? Or,
No, I haven't. I don't know where to take them.
or what are they
'Cause
like?
I don't want to go Kyoto, but I know they want to go Kyoto. But I don't want to. Maybe I can just send them off. Have fun.
So I'll chill in the hotel. You guys
I
can
just
go.
find someone there.
Yeah.
I do not want to go Kyoto, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be in April. It's gonna be so rammed. with
Oh yeah,
tourists.
because that's fucking Hanami season.
yeah.
as
I was
well,
like,
right?
no, don't make me do it.
Have a few days where you take them to the tourist spots because that's what we did with Sydney's family. But you contrast that with just somewhere outside in the country, maybe
I wanna
maybe
take them-
Niigata or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, April's a good time to drive around Japan.
Yeah.
All the roads are nice. It's really easy. Weather's perfect. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna drive them around somewhere. I haven't decided where.
If you want somewhere close by, maybe like Hakone, like around there would be
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, you could drive
Depends what they
to
like,
could drive
really.
to Kyoto or that kind of area. It's kind of fun
Yeah.
drive. Yeah, it's long. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Went to Onsen with my father and uncle-in-law now.
Did they like it?
They absolutely loved
They
it.
didn't mind getting naked.
Had to do a little bit of convincing, honestly.
God, that's the hardest part, man.
That's the hardest part.
It's always the bit before. Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. When we were in Tokyo, and we had to cancel our Sapporo trip.
Yeah.
They were like, just book us a normal hotel. And so they left the booking to me. They wanted just a normal hotel. I tried to sell them the idea of the onsen beforehand,
No, I know.
and they were just like, that doesn't seem
It is
like
like
it's for
you
us.
do have to peer pressure. Them.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
getting,
Yeah.
feel like a really bad producer. Get naked now. Get in the back.
Show me your dick.
Trust me, it's good.
And so I did a little bit of a white lie. I was like, there's only one place that's open right now, just because we're at the last moment.
Big brain.
Turned out to be an onsen. There were actually other hotels in the area that were more traditional without onsens, but it was all like kind of the same price.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to go for the onsen and see where it takes us. So I booked the onsen and we were there. They really, really loved the more traditional Japanese place. I think if they hadn't experienced that, they wouldn't have known what they were missing, kind of. And so when I saw them really enjoying like the more traditional vibes and everything, I'm like, I think I can get them. So I remember going to this brewery with them and we got a bit toasted. And on the journey back, I'm like, don't you guys feel like a nice warm bath right now? I'm just saying.
I think we should get our penises actually.
Yeah.
What do you hear me?
I'm just saying, hear me out. I'm going to go right now. It's going to be one of the most relaxing baths I've taken of my life. So you guys can join me. No pressure at all. And I think
the hook is in. You just got to reel it in now.
Exactly. And you know what? After a long walk and a few good beers, that sounds like a really, really nice idea. And so, just all it needed was a little bit of convincing, and then.
Why do you do like a tickle in the balls?
I was like, no, that's how it is.
It's like, come on, let me tickle the balls. Come on,
let me tickle the balls just a little bit. But yeah, no awkwardness at all.
Good,
even though it was like, technically like family members now, no awkwardness at all. Everyone enjoyed the onsen, and.
It really does change the moment you step foot in the water.
Yeah.
It's just like, this was worth it.
Have you had this conversation with people like, can I wear like swim shorts? Like, no, you cannot wear swim shorts. And they're like, why? Is it no, you can't wear swim shorts. You're not allowed.
I'm like, do you wear swim shorts in your bath?
I'm like, that's like more offensive. Don't wear just don't do it. Like, you can't go in with swim shorts. I'm like, why? I'm like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's the culture. I don't know.
Just get your cock out and shut up.
Yeah, just put your balls in the bath. Trust me, it'll make sense when you're in. All right, like don't be coming in with swim shorts. An old Japanese lady will come in and kill you if she sees you wearing swim shorts. Like, I'm like, well, why? Like, because they view it as like you got to be clean. You can't have foreign objects going. Cause it's like dirty. I know it's not dirty, and you probably wash them, but that's not how it works. Like, you can't. You're not allowed. Okay. I don't come into your house making up rules about who can go in what bath. Just follow their rules. I get it. You're not comfortable. But
what do you mean I'm not allowed to pee in the sink? I just really want to pee in the sink.
Like I wouldn't pee in my friend's shower, even though I do it in mine.
Yeah. I don't know. It definitely, I don't know if it is like a mental thing, but it definitely feels a lot cleaner being naked, because I remember when I went back to England, I went to a bath and we went to like one of the spas there, and they have like very kind of like similar spas where it's kind of not just a pool, but like I call it a hot tub.
Yeah,
because
tub.
You're still in there with shorts, and there's just something about being there in shorts and seeing other people in shorts that it just, maybe it's a mental thing, but it definitely doesn't feel as refreshing or as clean.
Yeah.
It's especially when everyone has to bathe before they can enter as well.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's also important.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I love onsens. I'm going to try and get my parents to go on. We'll see what they say.
Yeah.
I'm doubtful. I feel like I explained the idea to my mum. She seemed really against it. She seemed like, no, I can't do that. No. My dad, I think my dad's probably, I think he wanted to seem chill, but I feel like he won't like it either. I know my brothers are down though. My brothers are really chill. They're like, sure.
Yeah.
If I tell them it's the culture, they'll be like, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, there is nothing you can do about it. It is the culture.
Just other stuff, they're like, I have to eat this. I have to eat it. It's the culture. You don't insult the sushi chef.
You'll literally get stabbed by the sushi chef if you don't finish this.
Just put them in a situation where an onsen just feels really enticing, because as soon as you get them in the mindset to be like, just gas them up a little bit, to be like,
good food, get them a couple of
food,
drinks,
and I'll just be like, the beer afterwards is going to be the most refreshing beer of your life, which it is.
I'm also, I gotta think of new names for fish to lie to them so they don't know what the actual fish is. Because if I tell them what it is, they won't eat it, I think.
Like what? Like the roe and stuff?
Mean?
Like, so I went to a sushi restaurant yesterday and they served eel, and it was really, really good. It didn't. It tastes so meaty.
Yeah.
And I know that if you tell someone it's eel, they'll be like, no.
Yeah.
But it looks like
From the concept, right?
It looked, honestly, I don't know how he did this, but this eel looked like a piece of mackerel.
Yeah.
On top, and I was like, huh. Just tell them it's mackerel. Everything's mackerel.
Just be like, we don't have an English name. It's just called unagi. It's just
It's like, but what does that translate to? Oh, it
but
doesn't have a translation.
Some of them I know they're probably not gonna like. I'll be surprised if they like sea urchin, because I don't like sea urchin. That shit is whack.
Yeah. I mean, like,
that shit is so whack.
with things like sea urchin and even like salmon roe for a lot of
It's a
people,
lot.
it's like it's a lot for people.
Well, we'll see. I'll see.
Yeah.
They probably want to go Kyoto though, and I'm dreading that. I really don't want to. I'm thinking I might try and be like, you've been in Japan a week now. You're ready for it to go Kyoto. Kyoto is a really cool place, but I've only been with them when there's no tourists, and even then it felt like a lot. I don't know why. Kyoto's cool, but I just don't think it's like my kind of place. Osaka's way more my speed.
Yeah,
I like the party and the vibes of Osaka.
Kyoto weirdly feels like a theme park in a lot of ways, right? Where it's like it doesn't feel like
very
an
stiff.
authentic Japanese
I
experience,
get
even though it's the most authentic thing you
It
can
feels super stiff, super. I mean, it
Yeah.
is old school, but like
Yeah.
it has that vibe. And like me personally, I like the laid backness of other areas of Japan a lot more.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I totally get that feel because actually, when you guys came to Thailand, and I was thinking about where I could take you guys, I really wanted to take you. There's a lot of like temples in Bangkok, right? But there's just something about the vibe where you take, people who are visiting to a temple and the architecture, fucking
We
beautiful.
saw some of them. They were beautiful.
Beautiful, all gold and everything, but it's just so many tourists, so many people just
Yeah.
taking pictures. It's just, you kind of like lose a little bit of a sense of what makes this place so amazing in the first place, in my opinion. And I get that same kind of feeling with Kyoto as well, where it was super cool to see when the streets were empty and there was like no one there. Obviously bad for the city, bad for business there. But honestly, I've enjoyed just going to some other temples in Japan where it's a bit more isolated. And just,
And Kyoto prices are nuts.
yeah,
The ryokans and hotels in Kyoto are so expensive.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You
But
have
like
to book
that-
so far in advance.
That whole area, though, like Nara and Osaka as well, is like they all uprise it for the.
I've never been to
foreign
Nara,
tourists.
and I don't care about feeding these deer. Why do people care so much about this?
To be fair, Nara, I think out of all the prefectures I've been to, Nara was probably the most underwhelming. Because like
You could feed other animals elsewhere.
Okay, look, like, as someone who loves animals, feeding the deer, it's pretty hype. It's pretty fun, especially if you go with a bunch of people who are like, not that good with animals, and seeing them shit
Yeah.
their pants is really fun. But other than that, and the giant, the massive bronze Buddha statue that they have there isn't really a whole lot to do in Nara, if I'm being honest. Like, it's kind of underwhelming. Like, there's maybe a couple of like dishes that you can only get in Nara, but it's not anything like mind blowing, if you ask me. Like, if you want the good food, you just go to Osaka, and if you want the culture, you go to Kyoto. It's like Nara's kind of in the middle of that, and it's not really.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've just been living here long enough where I just enjoy just driving around small areas.
Yeah.
Just seeing all the weird stuff they have and just kind of checking that out. It's way more fun.
No, I
than going
agree.
to the
Yeah.
super touristy places.
I
That's
agree.
only because we've lived here. And obviously, if you come here the first time, you should go and do the touristy stuff. Because
Oh,
it is
yeah.
cool. It is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
If you're going for the first time,
And you
go
should
to
go.
Kyoto, go to Nara, go to
temples are
Osaka.
sick.
Like, yeah, they're awesome. But yeah, after a while, you
Not
just be
for
like,
me.
I think I'm good.
Yeah. Just driving around is my favorite part as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta drive more, God.
I'm looking for more opportunities. I'm glad I got one, with this, but yeah, next time as well. Next time.
All right, next time.
Can't relate.